At the beginning of the story, we are shown an oil rig where a pipe is being examined by a robot. Crude oil and natural gases are extracted through this pipe. The reason for there being crude oil and natural gas inside this pipe. There is a lot of pressure inside it. To control it, a fail-safe mechanism is installed below, but sometimes when the pressure becomes uncontrolled, the connection of the bore well is cut off from the mechanism installed on the bottom of the sea, meaning its flow is stopped so that there is no damage to the rig. The depth of this bore well is 3.5 miles. If it is converted into kilometers, then it will be approximately 5.5 kilometers, after which now we have to meet the hero of this film, Williams. It is shown that Williams has a family in which he has a wife and a daughter. It seems that William is very happy with his family, while from the conversation with his wife, we also come to know that William is away from work for 21 days. William is going out along with many other people like Jimmy and Andrea who work with him on this reg named Deepwater Horizon, who will be taken there on a special flight. William is the chief electronic in this team. He works as a technician and Jimmy is the offshore installation manager while the rest of the guys are part of their drilling team including Caleb and Andrea who is the ring operator, after which we are shown that they reach the oil rig where already 126 people on reaching there. They come to know that the maintenance team is returning whose maintenance work has still not been completed because according to Jimmy, they should have still been present for cement testing. Jimmy is negligent in this. He asks the reason but no one there knows anything. After which we see William talking to Caleb in the drilling area. William is asking Caleb why the cement bund lock test has not been performed. There is no information about this either, after which they get the news of many things in the rig being broken like smoke alarms and telephone lines etc. Where now Jimmy along with William tries to go to BP officials and tell them about this condition. Jimmy explains that Rick needs maintenance and we cannot perform any project under such conditions. BP officials try to convince Jimmy that we are already 43 days behind schedule, so we can't handle delays, we have to finish this project on time, where William tells them how because Rick has almost 300 electronic devices lying inside broken, including a fire alarm system, on which Jimmy tells BP official that we will perform a negative pressure test to determine Rick's exact condition and whether we can handle an emergency, after which both Jimmy and the BP official agree to the negative pressure testing. The pressure is checked, which should be below 1000 psi. This is an ideal situation where if the pressure goes above 1000 psi then the machinery is stopped due to mud overflow, which is an emergency. Negative pressure test. It started when the pressure crossed 1000 psi at the beginning itself, but due to no mud overflow, no one paid attention to it and BP officials gave permission to drill further. In this scene, we see the bore well pipe. There is a lot of movement in the seabed around 100 degrees Celsius, which is an indication of high pressure, but everyone present on the regiment is unaware of this. According to BP officials, this high pressure was a false alarm, which is why they are going to run the negative pressure test again. But this time this test is not done in the drill pipe but in the kill line. According to the idle condition, the pressure of the kill line and the main drill pipeline should have been the same, but here they do not get any pressure reading from the kill line. The pressure inside the main drill pipe was still above 1000 psi. Now based on these new readings, drilling is started, but as soon as drilling is started, the pressure in the drill pipe starts increasing unusually. Jason stops the mud pump, but due to constant pressure alert, the situation starts getting out of their hands, and now before they can control it, with a loud blast, it gets released along with the pressure mud. This scene is very horrifying when mud comes out of the bore well with a pressure of 2000 psi. There is chaos all around, but Caleb somehow handles that pressure and that situation by cutting the connection of the drill pipe. Most of the people present at the wreck are still worried about this situation. They were unaware while others thought that they had controlled the pressure, but it was their illusion because suddenly the pressure of the drill pipe crossed 4000 psi and a huge blast started destroying Rick. Due to faulty fire-safe alarms, most of people do not know about this incident, while on the other hand, Jason's team is trying its best to cut that pipe. The pressure of the well pipe had increased a lot, which could explode anytime now. Before Jason could control it, another massive blast injured most of his team members. All of Rick's controls and mechanisms stop working. Another massive blast occurs inside the well pipe. William engulfs the entire Rick. Jimmy and Andrea, who were still unaware of this incident, got seriously injured due to this blast. On the other hand, now the Coast Guards also come to know about this incident. This accident is so serious that you can guess from the fact that Rick's fire could be seen through satellite images. The US Coast Guard now starts preparing for rescue. William's wife also suspects that Rick's fire is terrifying. But some accident has happened. On the other hand, William has regained consciousness, his condition is very bad, yet he controls himself and comes out of his office, where in the corridor outside, he finds one of his colleagues in a badly injured condition. After taking care of him, he is taken to the lifeboats. On the other hand, there was chaos on the rake deck, while the situation in the operator room was getting worse because now all the controls of the rig had almost broken down. On the other hand, the captain of the ship standing in posse is trying to evacuate the people. Sends lifeboats. In the next scene we see Jimmy, who was in his room at the time of the explosion. Jimmy is also badly injured, small iron pieces have entered his body, and even his eyes are badly injured. Due to which he was now having a lot of trouble even seeing. Williams also comes to Jimmy in search of him. He tries to take him to the room, but Jimmy asks him to go to the operator's room because they had to cut the drill pipe and seal the well. They move towards the operator's room, where on the way they hear the sound of two people. William moves towards that sound, where he sees Caleb and another one of them, as well as his leg hurt badly. William and Jimmy try to get out of there. They say that we have to get out of here soon because methane gas has spread in the entire corridor. On the other hand, everyone has gone out of the operator room, including BB officials, except Andrea and her senior. Andrea asks to cut the well pipe, but her senior stops her from doing so. He says that we cannot cut the well pipe because we do not have the authority. On the other hand, Williams, Caleb, and together, all three Jimmys succeed in removing their partner's leg, after which they all start moving toward the bridge. Felicia, William's wife, has also now come to know that there is a fire on the Deepwater horizon. This rig is badly damaged. It is burning with fire, whose big iron structures have now started collapsing and melting from the fire and falling. Here some people manage to board the lifeboat, but a huge crane is placed right next to their boat. It is about to fall on their boat, and if it falls on their boat, all these people will be killed, so to save their lives, crane operator Dale climbs on top of that crane and turns it to the other side, which will save their lives. She is saved, but she has to sacrifice her life. Everyone salutes Dale's bravery, after which we see that William and Jimmy reach the operator room where Commander Andrea and her senior are already present. Jimmy operator, after reaching the room, he tries to cut the drill pipe, but instead of being cut, the drill pipe leaks from the middle, due to which now the oil has started mixing with the seawater below. Jimmy tries once again, but Rick. Due to no power, he was unable to cut the drill pipe, but Rick had a generator for emergency backup, which was a long distance from the operator's room, so William and Caleb went out to turn on that generator, but until that generator, it was not difficult but impossible to reach because there was only fire everywhere on Rick. But still, William and Caleb reach that generator room. They turn on the generator, due to which the power supply in the room comes back on, but as Jimmy again tries to cut the drill pipe, the generator overloads and shuts down, which William turns on once again, but it is too late as the well pipe explodes due to leakage. On the other hand, now many people have reached the ship with the help of life belts. Jimmy, Andrea, and his senior Katja also leave the operator room and start moving towards the lifeboat, but their luck is probably going to be worse today because all the people from here to that ship. According to them, there was no one alive here on the line, but still now all five of them together release a temporary lifeboat from Rick in which Caleb, Jimmy, and Katja sit, but as soon as Andrea and William sit on it, it seems that the harness of that boat breaks, due to which the boat falls straight down into the water, but the other people present on the ship somehow save them, where only Andrea and William are present on the Rick, who are only a few minutes away. Rick is about to be destroyed, and now they will be forced to save their lives by jumping into the water, so William takes Andrea towards the helipad, but seeing Rick's condition, Andrea gets scared and refuses to jump. He tells Andrea that if we do not jump now, we will be killed right here in the explosion of this rocket. That is why William pushes Andrea into the water, but as soon as he starts jumping into the water, a huge iron structure falls on him. But he still jumps into the water, where he bravely manages to save himself and Andrea, after which lifeboats arrive to take them away. Meanwhile, tremendous explosions begin to occur inside Rick and everyone on the ship. They are looking at the raging fire where Jimmy tries to find out how many of his comrades he has lost in this accident. Within a short time, the Coast Guard arrives there and immediately takes the most injured to the hospital. In the next scene, we see that all of them have now returned to the base, whose families are eagerly waiting for them there, for some of whom the wait was probably going to last a lifetime because they had lost someone close to this accident. A total of 11 people died on this reg, while it took about 87 days to control it. About 210 million gallons of crude oil were dissolved in this Mexican Gulf, due to which many innocent creatures died. You must have known that this story was based on a true incident.